Hi, I'm Norman A. Hood, financial advisor and host of the Exit Plan Show. I interview America's top advisors like today's guest, TJ Liles-Tims of BVFF Partners. We help business owners enjoy more personal freedom, grow their companies faster, and transition ownership seamlessly when the time comes. Welcome to the show, TJ.
Thank you, sir, very much.
Yeah, glad to have you. We're going to start out, just have you tell our guests, or our audience.
Right.
Tell them a little bit about your education and your background and your career path up till now.
Okay, excellent. I grew up in small town southwest Oklahoma. Went to school, knew when I went to school that I wanted to do kind of what I'm doing in terms of business valuation. So I focused my education on that. Got my undergraduate and my master's degree from the University of Central Oklahoma here in Edmond. After I got my master's degree, I had a mentor that was very adamant about continuing my education. And that's when I got my Certified Valuation Analyst designation. Also got the Certified Fraud Examiner designation. And then I am a Master Analyst in Financial Forensics. So my practice, because of my education and because of what I've wanted to do, is primarily focused on business valuation and forensic accounting, for lack of better words. My practice is roughly 75% business valuation and 25% forensic accounting. So I've known for quite some time as to what I've wanted to do and tried to gear myself, especially my education, towards that. You and I just met. How would the people that know you the best, how do you think they describe you personally? Not your quintessential numbers guy. A lot of now my wife would differ with that. She says I'm very much a numbers guy, but I enjoy life. I enjoy my numbers as well. I think that the reason I get along with people so well is because I enjoy people. I enjoy talking with people. I'm not someone who's so focused on numbers or certain areas that I don't have an interpersonal skill. And so that's the ability to talk to me and the ability to converse, I think, is the best way that people think of me.
Does BVFF Partners, what do they do?
Exactly the name. BVFF is Business Valuation and Financial Forensics. So myself and I have two partners. We primarily focus on, or the whole practice focuses on, business valuation and financial forensics. And again, financial forensics has kind of morphed. What financial forensics used to be is forensic accounting. And so myself and my two partners, I handle the business valuation side, and I have another partner that he and I collaborate on forensic accounting or financial forensics work. And then I have another partner who is a certified public accountant, a CPA, and she assists us in the estate in the tax areas that may come up in valuation or in a financial forensics engagement.
So you're pretty specialized, but I'm sure there's some other firms in Oklahoma that are too. What do you think differentiates you from some of the others?
I would say that it's the partners, one. We are very much a team. We work together and collaborate together. And number two is there's not that many firms here in the state of Oklahoma that focus entirely on valuation and forensic accounting. A lot of it is a CPA firm that may have a certain division or may do it in the off season, whereas we focus 100%
tax
of our
returns
time.
And stuff.
Right. So I would say that's the biggest differentiation, is that we focus every day on that, on valuation and forensic accounting.
And then you personally, is there any one area of all the things you do, is there any one area you like the best?
I would definitely say that the valuation, doing business valuations, growing up in a small town in Oklahoma, I've seen those. I've seen that blood, sweat, and tears, and so I've seen where a business owner is transitioning out of a business or transitioning it to their kids, and I've seen the emotion that is involved in that, and so I'm very passionate about making sure that wealth or their wishes transition very seamlessly, and that they're either paid or they're gifting the amount that business is worth, because it is their blood, sweat, and tears at that point.
Okay. Normally at this point I ask guests what gives them the energy to do what they're doing, and you may be able to answer that too, but in your case it's unusual that I run into somebody that knew so early what they wanted to do and is still doing it, and obviously you really love doing it.
Yeah, I do.
So I'm going to ask you a dual question. Where do you get the energy, and at what point in your life did the light go on that this is what you wanted to do the rest of your life? Because that kind of intrigues me to know.
Well, where I get my energy to do it is, like I said, growing up in small towns and seeing the amount of time and effort that's put into a business, and there's not an open market for the business, so nobody really understands what the value is, right? Because there's not an open market for it, and so going through and having seen a business owner that maybe thought that their business, a perfect example is I had a company in another small town in Oklahoma that was doing very, very well. They wanted to transition out of the business, and guy rolls over to mom and says, by Friday I want out of this business. I'm done. We're of an age. I'm just done. I was brought in by one of their advisors that they had consulted about it and said, hey, we need you to value this company. So I'm conversing with this gentleman and talking with him. I said, okay, so how much do you think this business is worth? And he said, well, I'm in my late 70s and I'm gonna live another 10, 15 years. So I'm probably I need about $750,000. I need about $750,000. I said, okay. So then long story short, we get to the end of the valuation, and it was an $8 million business. And so, it's instances like that where someone has no clue, and all of a sudden their eyes just light
should have
up.
retired at 55.
Exactly. So, that continually gives me energy to do the valuation work. And then in terms of your second question about when the light bulb went off, was forever I wanted to be a meteorologist. You're in Oklahoma, you're in Tornado Alley, you want to be a meteorologist. And my dad basically sat me down and said, if you go to meteorology, I'm not paying for school. And so at a very young age, I loved the Wall Street Journal. I loved stocks. I loved all these different things. I grew up in a family that owned businesses. And so as I just kind of got out of high school and started working towards finance, that's what I wanted to do. Okay,
interesting. Yeah, we might have we could have possibly seen you on the weather last night.
I know it.
I think you picked the right path.
There's not as much fun in it. Let's put it that way. I'm not driving around chasing tornadoes or anything.
No. Last question. Business owners watch our show to either find a way to maybe have a little more freedom, take a little more time off, like the gentleman you mentioned that just wanted to call it quits, to take all of his time off, or they want to grow their company faster, or they want to transition the ownership, third party or family member, partner, whatever. Or sometimes they're looking for advice on how to redefine their purpose in life because they're thinking about selling their company, but they're not quite sure what they're going to do afterwards. Well, you've seen a lot of situations. So if you could give them one tip, and could be in any of those four areas, what do you think the tip would be?
Is to make sure that they work on their financial statements. It's amazing the number of businesses that I deal with that just have a tax return prepared and don't really know how the business is performing on a month-to-month basis. So as they start even considering transitioning or maybe growth or something like that, they need to consider getting monthly financial statements done and getting more involved in the finances of the business.
Okay, good.
So I would definitely say that really dive into how this business is performing, not from an operational standpoint, but from a financial standpoint.
Okay, great. Good interview. That was TJ Liles-Tims with BVFF Partners. For more information about TJ and his company, please take a look at the show notes for this episode on our website. Thank you.